Take a breath with me. Not a deep one, not a forced one. Just notice the breath you already had going. Now let your shoulders drop, let your jaw unclench, and let your mind arrive where your body already is. No performance, no productivity, just presence. All right. Yo, fam. Welcome back to the Gold Giraffe audio notes. These are quiet reflections from the long neck perspective, where we zoom out just enough to see clearly without losing what's close to the heart. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here a while, glad you came back. Today, we're talking about the law of intentional consumption. One of the 12 laws that's explored in my book, The 12 Laws of Grand Vibrational Design. And this one isn't about diets, trends, or self-control flexing. This is about what you let touch your inner life. For those who don't know me, I'm Gold, also known as the Gold Giraffe, artist, writer, producer, and the author of the 12 Laws of Grand Vibrational Design. The book came from years of noticing patterns in my own life, in other creatives, in cycles of burnout and rebirth, and just realizing that creativity doesn't just need inspiration, it needs alignment. And this law right here, this one changed my nervous system before it ever changed my output. All right, so when most people hear the word consumption, they think about what they eat or maybe what they buy. But consumption is bigger than that. You are consuming all day long. You consume conversations, notifications, news cycles, opinions, expectations, background noise, praise, pressure, comparison, even urgency. In the book, I talk about how most creatives are highly intentional creators, but unintentional consumers. We'll protect our art with our lives, but let anything play in our ears, anything scroll past our eyes, anything sit on our spirit. Grand Vibrational Design says this: what you consume becomes part of the environment your creativity has to live in. And creativity is sensitive, not weak, sensitive. A lot of creative exhaustion doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from taking in too much that was never meant for you. Other people's timelines, other people's urgency, other people's definition of success. In the 12 Laws, I write about how misalignment rarely announces itself loudly. It shows up quietly as fatigue, irritation, numbness, or disinterest in work you once loved. Here's the line that I keep coming back to though. If it disrupts your peace, it's too expensive. Not just like money expensive, but spirit expensive. Some content costs clarity. Some conversations cost alignment. Some access costs you your center. And no, you don't owe everything access to you. Now, let me say this clearly because folks love to mishear this part. Intentional consumption does not mean isolation. It doesn't mean silence forever. It doesn't mean you're better than anyone. In the book, I describe it as discernment without withdrawal. You can love people but still limit exposure. You can stay informed without being flooded. You can be generous without being porous. Intentional consumption is asking one simple question. Does this help me stay aligned with who I'm becoming? Not who you were, not who you were trying to impress, but who you are becoming. All right, so here's a few ways this law shows up in real life. Turning the music off sometimes so you can hear yourself think. Not responding immediately, even when you could. Choosing depth over updates. Letting seasons end without narrating them. Reading slower, watching less, saying, that's just not for me, without explaining. These are some practices I invite readers into in the book, not as rules, but like as experiments in self-trust. Intentional consumption is less about restriction and more about discernment. You're not closing the door on the world. You're rather deciding what gets a seat at the table. So I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Pay attention to what you feel after you consume something, not during, after. Do you feel clearer or cluttered? Calmer or tense? More yourself or further away? Your body already knows the answer, and your spirit already keeps receipts. The law of intentional consumption, and really all the 12 laws in the book, exist to help you return to yourself without shame, without pressure, without performance. This law isn't about control. It's about care. Care for your mind, care for your nervous system, Care for the creative life you're responsible for tending. Consume like your future depends on it. Because, like, it does. If this resonated and you want to go deeper, the 12 Laws of Grand Vibrational Design is there for you. Not as a manual, but as a companion. So you can read it slowly. You can read it out of order with the pen, with space. All right, y'all. This is the Gold Giraffe Audio Notes. I'm Gold. Until next time, stay aligned, stay gentle, and protect your inner atmosphere. Peace.